I think we have an opportunity to just make a statement that in this country, it's we the people that ultimately decide these things. Because I think you have a lot of media that they don't think you even matter.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis celebrating the new year in Iowa. The Wall Street Journal says DeSantis is going all in on the Hawkeye state as part of strategy to keep himself afloat in the GOP primary race. Let's bring in Joe Concha, Fox News contributor. Joe, Happy New Year and welcome.
Happy New Year. How are you?
Great. So Governor DeSantis going all in on Iowa. As you know, politics all about expectations, meeting them or beating them. So what are the expectations for DeSantis in Iowa?
I think, Mike, if we had this conversation exactly 1 year ago, the expectations would be that Ron DeSantis would be the front runner in Iowa, or at least competitive with Donald Trump. I mean, he has an impressive record to run on. Obviously, more people and businesses moving to his state of Florida than any other in the country. You have crime in Florida at a 50-year low. Victory over a year ago. DeSantis winning in deep blue counties like Palm Beach and Miami-Dade. But Trump supporters see him as disloyal for running against a president who endorsed him a couple of years ago. And that's fair, that's unfair, however you want to portray it. But it's such a difficult task, I think Ron DeSantis is finding, to peel those supporters away, particularly on the issues where DeSantis and Trump are nearly identical. The good news for DeSantis is that he's in second place in Iowa right now, according to the Real Clear Politics average of major polls. The bad news is that he's nearly down 33 points to Donald Trump. If he doesn't win there, you would expect that he's out. Donors are already fleeing, which is good news for Nikki Haley, because the less candidates that are in the race, the better chance she has of being competitive with Trump going into New Hampshire, where she appears to have some momentum, Mike.
Then there's President Biden and his New Year's resolution. Let's play it.
President, what's your New Year's resolution, sir? Anything else?
That's the biggest one right now.
What about that, Joe?
Well, Mr. Biden's resolution, Mike, is one that, as it stands now, that's a long shot as far as coming back to the Oval Office. His polls are only getting worse. He's trailing Donald Trump in every key swing state. Most Americans do not want him, including Democrats, seeking a second term. No president this low in the polls has ever won re-election, and it's not like Mr. Biden is going to get better with age. The right thing to do at this point would be to step aside and allow someone else to earn the Democratic nomination. This is a president who has spent 40% of his presidency on vacation. Let's put that in perspective. The average American spends 14 days on vacation per year. This president has spent 10 times as much days on vacation per year. So it just doesn't seem like he's up for the job at this point. He doesn't seem to understand the struggles the American people are having as far as prices still being way too high for the things they buy on a daily basis. Violent crime out of control in blue cities across the nation. The U.S. southern border is a full-blown national security catastrophe at this point, and the world increasingly seems unstable as we enter this new year. Unfortunately for the Democratic Party, Mike, they don't appear to have a backup plan here. They're stuck with this candidate, which may be the reason why we're seeing all these legal challenges to Donald Trump being on the ballot, because it appears to be a party that doesn't feel it could win at the ballot box, but by forfeit instead.
Joe Concha, all fired up on New Year's Day. Thanks very much. Happy New Year to you and your family.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.